5 ways to get yourself into an inexpensive pre-merger AMG. Hey guys, welcome back to the best Mercedes channel on YouTube, or so I've been told by some credible sources. So if you're not a subscriber to this channel, before you watch this immensely valuable and useful video that you won't find anywhere else on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm so sick of looking at my subscriber count and being like, why is this so low? I don't know. I'm sure that somebody's got some useful information in the comments, but if you guys think that these videos are worth it and you're not a subscriber, please click the subscribe button. Okay, let's get into how to get your butt into the seat of an inexpensive real AMG car. And we're not talking about a C36, we're talking about non-factory AMG cars. Step number 1, start shopping. Now, almost all of the real AMG cars out there are not US market. If you see a US market car that looks like an AMG car, then one of two things was going on. It was either built by AMG of North America and should have consummate paperwork, or number 2, it's not a real AMG car and a dealer just bought a kit and put it on. And in this case, it might merit a test drive. But when you look at the number of AMG cars out there, a disproportionately high number of them are 500 SLs, 500 SELs, and 500 SECs. And some of these cars are just not, they're just not really well known or well discussed. Most of the time when people look for AMG cars, they think wide body 560 SEC. Now, how do I find these cars? I think the first one is that I go on Craigslist and I start looking for cars with AMG options that you don't usually see on just body kit alone cars. So this goes beyond the Pintas. This goes to looking at exhaust systems, steering wheels, gauges, sound systems, looking at seats. If you have the AMG, let's talk about some of these options. Sound systems. If the car has a replacement center console with like a giant, massive set of audio controls, that's probably a real AMG car. If the car has the unique AMG 4-spoke wheel, definitely a real AMG car if it's period correct. White-faced gauges, same thing. Those are some options that should make you look harder. Another thing is that the AMG cars usually had special exhaust systems or headers. A US car with AMG exhaust and Euro logs may be the best example of this. But while it's impossible to pull valve covers off, it is a good idea to get a video of the engine running so that you can hear the tick, 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 tick of the special AMG cams instead of listening to the of the typical US camshaft. Second trick, get in touch with people who might have more than a passing interest in AMG cars. There's a group of these people like on the 500E board. I can't say enough good things about the 500E board. I see a lot of AMG cars that get mentioned on this forum. And it may not hurt to reach out to somebody on that forum and say, hey, I'm looking for a real AMG car in your area. Let me know what you have. Number 3, another great thing I find is that there are some Mercedes shops, especially on the West Coast, that just have hordes of cars in their back lots. And I've said this before, get in touch with the mechanic, and look around and stuff. But we're talking about AMG specific cars. So there's going to be a geographic area where you're going to find these cars. It helps to look at shops in these geographic areas. These geographic areas where you're going to find rust-free cars that are probably going to need some interior and cosmetic restoration, but may be real AMGs, are Florida, like specifically South Florida, where there are a lot of drugs and therefore a lot of money. LA, that's another area where people brought a lot of these cars in, and they were actually gray market imports. They were the real thing. New Jersey, New York, again, because the money was there. Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, again, oil money. So you have to consider that. And then there are some weird outliers, like we've seen a disproportionately high number of these cars in places like Las Vegas, Nevada, Denver, Colorado, where there were some really good Mercedes shops, Chicago, Illinois, which is where MB of North America was, and Vancouver, British Columbia, because a lot of Japanese spec cars ended up in Vancouver and Victoria and other parts of British Columbia. So you have these cities where you see a disproportionately high concentration of these cars, and that's where it helps to start touching base with somebody. Now, number 4, which AMG cars are actually going to fly under the radar? How about the cars that nobody fantasizes about? I remember one occasion where I almost bought a 280 SE 5-speed, real AMG car, real cams, headers, body kit, and it was a 1980 model year, so it was a super early 126 for $5,500. And guess where it was? It was like in like the Naples area. My friend Mario eventually bought it and painted it. I don't know if he made any money on it, but the point is there are a lot of these low spec AMG cars, not just 500 SEs and SELs, but 380 SEs, 380 SELs, 190Es. What else? Even 190E 16 valves, 280 CEs, 280 SLs, 500 SLs. You have to look at the cars that nobody really thinks about when they think of AMG car, but it does help if it's a Euro spec car. AMG modified cars throughout the 70s and 80s. They modified 116s. They modified 123s. They modified W201s. These cars actually do exist. Now, step number 5, look in other countries. Another country would include Japan, where there are a lot of these cars. They were just crazy about them there. Also in countries like Italy and Spain, where the climate preserved the cars pretty well. The Canary Islands, I don't know, even Germany, the Middle East, countries where people had money. Brunei, that's another one. I don't know how you get a car to Brunei, but I'm just saying, you want to find the pot of gold, you got to go look for the rainbows. So all the rainbows are in, I guess it's kind of a joke when you say all the rainbows are in Dubai, because they're really not very nice to people who disagree with Sharia law there. But you know what I'm saying. You just have to find the cars that are hidden in countries where people discard stuff without thinking about it. So these are my steps for finding a real AMG car. And again, look for the equipment. The details on the outside sometimes reveal the details on the inside. Steering wheels, instrument clusters, Recaro seats, you name it, because you never know what you're going to find. Now, let's go to one last thing I want to tell you guys. I've got a couple seconds here, okay? Mercedes Benz Club of America is really doing a lot to fix itself, and my next video is going to be about that. But I would like for some of you to email me with your ideas about what MBCA could offer to make itself a better club. Just some ideas, and I'll share them with the new MBCA marketing director. In the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. Thanks.